Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Foster. Welcome to this week's edition of the Steve Lyon Show, our weekly look at Grand Valley State baseball with Laker head coach Steve Lyon. Thanks for joining me today, Coach.
Good to be here, DJ.
Well, you guys had a perfect 4-0 week last week. You've upped the win streak to 19 games in a row now, and you're 39-3 overall, 28-1 in GLIAC play. You officially became the conference champions this past week, the 8th time in the last 9 years. Talk a little about what that means to you guys.
Well, every year going into our season, we have certain goals, and certainly one of them is to win our conference championship. In past years, it's always been decided up until 2 years ago by the conference tournament, and 2 years ago they made the decision to crown the regular season champion the GLIAC champion. So it's good to get that accomplished. It certainly is a great accomplishment. The guys are excited about it. We had a big lead, but until it's official, you never know. So it's good to wrap that up, and now we'll finish out our regular season and get ready for postseason play.
Well, this past weekend you went to Wayne State, and you took 4 games from the Warriors. We'll break them down a little bit. On Saturday, you won 9-4 in Game 1 in 9 innings. That 1 extra innings. You had 6 different guys with 2 hits, so kind of very balanced all the way throughout the lineup. And then in the 9th inning, you scored 5 runs to take the 9-4 lead, and you held on in the bottom of the 9th. But the runs weren't very, you had a sac fly, an RBI single, an RBI double, and a couple of RBI fielder's choices. So not, the most exciting, but, they still get the job done, certainly. And then in Game 2, you win 9-3. Cody Grice with 3 RBI, including a big 2-run single in the 7th to kind of break the game open a little bit. And Garrett Yatch scored 3 times. Talk a little bit about Saturday's doubleheader.
Yeah, I would say Saturday's first game was kind of the impetus into the weekend for us. We tied it up in the 7th inning. We were down by a run. Their closer, who's been lights out all year, came in to close out the win. He could not do that. We tied it up and then ended up winning, as you said, with a 5-run 9th inning. And, it just kind of took some of the wind out of their sails. They're in second place coming into this weekend, and had they done well against us, they might have crept back into, the chase for the championship. But the first game, we came out on top, and then the second game with some good, timely hitting. I think all weekend long, DJ, one of the things that we did well was just add on runs. We would get up by a run or 2, and then we would add on a couple runs with, like you said, sac flies, fielder's choices, putting the ball in play, moving runners up, all those little things that coaches like teams to do. And then all of a sudden that 1 or 2 run lead becomes a 4 or 5 run lead, and the game is out of hand a little bit, and it relaxes everybody, and we can finish things off a little bit easier. So a good start on Saturday. We hope to replicate that on Sunday, and we were fortunate enough to do so.
Yeah, on Sunday, a little bit easier time in both games, it looked like. You went 8-1. First game, Ryan Garman pitched very well. 6 innings, only 1 unearned run. Cody Grice, Steve Anderson, and Paul Young all had 2 RBIs apiece in that game. Then you win 12-4 in Game 2. You scored the final 9 runs of the game after trailing 4-3 early on. Big days for both Grice and Anderson. They were both 2 for 3 with a home run and 5 RBI, and Anderson notched a grand slam for his total. Talk a little bit about the sweep on Sunday.
Yeah, you have, you keep saying Anderson and Grice, and they're the 3-4 hitters, and they've done a great job all year long, and they continue to do that, especially on Sunday, as you mentioned, the second game, both having 5 RBIs. Steve hit his, I believe, 3rd grand slam of the year. We broke that game open too. Again, it was 7-4, which is still in question going into the 7th inning, and then we add 5 runs in the top of the 7th, and all of a sudden, it's a 12-4 game, and basically it's over. So again, an example of us adding on runs to extend a lead, and that's really important. But those guys in the middle of their lineup have done a great job, and as we've spoken before, Yatch and Young at the top of the lineup kind of setting the table, and a lot of guys contributing with key base hits as the season has progressed has helped our offense score a lot of runs. Garman pitched great first game, really set the tone for the day again. And for the first time this year, Billy Maple was not real sharp in the second game. So we had to go to the bullpen a little bit earlier than we thought, and our bullpen has been one of our strengths, as you know. So Cody Westerheist came out through a perfect 4th inning. Jake Cox threw 2 innings, the 5th and 6th, without giving up a run. And then Corey Rademacher came in and pitched a good 7th inning. So guys who haven't got a lot of work got a chance to get some work and performed, and that's great going into the postseason with a lot of games, all 9-inning games. So we're going to need that bullpen to continue to be strong.
Sure, yeah. Now, this week, a little a nice way to close off the season here at home. You play 6 games, 3 doubleheaders. On Wednesday, Northwood comes to town. You play them for 2, and then you'll welcome Ohio Dominican in this weekend on Saturday and Sunday for a pair of games both days. Give a little preview of the week coming up.
Yeah, I think, as we've said, we've locked up the conference championship, but we need to continue to play well. So we're going to give a few guys a little bit of rest, get some other guys in the lineup. But basically, we're going to try to win the games, of course. And it's the only fair way to do it because Northwood and Ohio Dominican are kind of battling it out for that 4th spot, which is the last spot to get into the conference tournament. So these are really important games for them, probably more important for them than they are for us. But we have to approach it that way. It's the only fair way to do it for the rest of the conference. So we're going to try to win those games and hopefully keep our streak going, of course.
Sounds great. Well, we hope that streak keeps going. Guys get a little rest, and we'll see what happens next week and talk to you then.
Thanks, DJ.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us on the Grand Valley Sports Network. I'm DJ Foster. We'll talk to you again next week.